Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today I really want you to step into the shoes of a lead strategist. Think of me as your senior consultant, and we are going to coach your team through a massive systemic challenge that sits at the very heart of the scientific and academic communities. And that challenge is this: how do we ensure that brilliant, groundbreaking research actually leaves the laboratory and creates tangible, real-world change? Because right now, for all the time, money, and sheer talent poured into research, the gap between discovering something new and actually applying it in society is staggering. So today we're going to calibrate your approach, sharpen your AI judgment skills, and look at how we can architect a highly reliable bridge across that gap.
Okay, let's dive into this. Listen to this quote. "I publish papers I'm not sure anyone will actually use." Wow, right? That is a real confessional hook straight from our source material, and it perfectly highlights the dark secret of academia. Thousands of absolutely brilliant papers just sit there on journal websites. I mean, they get cited by peers doing similar work, sure. But do they solve real problems? Do they actually help people? Too often the answer is no. And as professionals, we really have to recognize the pain of that wasted talent. Because if research doesn't impact the world, it basically just becomes knowledge hoarding.
So we're treating this explainer as your strategic masterclass. We'll be moving from understanding exactly why this knowledge hoarding happens, straight through to how we can safely and effectively use AI to scale our evidence. It is a complete blueprint for you to systematically build a bridge to real-world impact.
Let's start by looking at this knowledge hoarding problem. Because we're living in a moment where the world is facing enormous, frankly existential problems. And simultaneously, we're sitting on research that could actually help solve them. The opportunity cost of having unread papers just languishing in academic archives is simply too high for us to ignore.
So, the crucial point for us to understand here is the massive disconnect between two very different types of success. On one side, academic impact is typically measured in citations and journal publications. It's a very insular loop. But actual world impact, that's measured in changes in clinical practice, solving community problems, and genuinely improving human lives. The traditional success metrics of academia completely fail to capture that genuine, on-the-ground impact.
Let's visualize where things actually go wrong, using a sort of chain of translation analogy. Step 1, a researcher discovers something amazing. Step 2, a journal publishes it. Step 3, maybe an ambitious practitioner actually finds it and reads it. But right here at step 4 is where the entire system falls apart. Because as they try to apply it, all the vital context gets stripped away. The message gets completely garbled. Practitioners simply do not understand how to apply dense, heavily caveated academic findings to their specific, messy day-to-day workflows.
Now let's pivot to the solution. And let's be very clear up front. AI is absolutely not a magic wand that just automatically creates impact out of thin air. Instead, I want you to think of it as a structural bridge. It is a tool that allows us to translate highly technical findings into actionable insights at a scale that was literally impossible before.
So what does this bridge actually do for us? Well, researchers are now using AI to identify exactly which parts of their research have the highest potential for impact. They're using it to translate incredibly dense, technical findings into plain language that a busy practitioner can actually digest on a coffee break. Furthermore, AI can help locate specific policymakers or communities whose work would directly benefit from these findings. And it helps researchers maintain sustained engagement with those groups throughout the entire research process, rather than just waving a paper at them at the very end.
Let's ground this with a photorealistic case study. Imagine a medical researcher who has just proven that a specific combination of biomarkers predicts a patient's treatment response way better than current clinical judgment. Now, if that finding just stays in a journal, absolutely nothing changes for the patient.
Let's walk through how this builds from an abstract concept into clinical reality. Step 1. The researcher works with AI engineers to translate her findings into a decision support system, basically a clinical tool that takes patient data and predicts that treatment response. Step 2 is prospective validation, which is absolutely critical. The tool is tested in real clinics to ensure it actually improves outcomes in the real world. Step 3. Implementation support. She uses AI to help generate training for clinicians and monitors how they use it. And finally, step 4, scale. Once it works smoothly in one clinic, it is confidently deployed to dozens. Within just 3 years, thousands of patients benefit because the research was translated directly into a usable, scalable tool.
But you know, impact isn't just about clinical or software tools. True change very often requires moving the incredibly slow wheels of government policy, or engaging broad public audiences who can advocate for action on a much larger scale.
And this brilliantly illustrates our second case study, an educational researcher aiming to influence school policy. To start, for evidence synthesis, she uses AI to synthesize hundreds of dense, conflicting studies to find consistent, undeniable conclusions. Then, for policy briefs, AI helps create a highly accessible summary that busy policymakers can actually understand during a quick 5-minute briefing. Finally, AI generates implementation guides, teacher-friendly materials like interactive tools and videos, ensuring that once a policy actually passes, it gets adopted in the classroom, not just filed away.
Our third case study involves an environmental researcher who has vital but extremely complex data on local pollution. So how does she mobilize the community? First, AI generates an accessible, plain language summary of the health impacts. Second, AI tools help her create compelling visualizations and infographics so the data is instantly understandable to anyone. Third, she uses AI to identify journalists interested in environmental health for highly targeted media outreach. And finally, she brings these accessible presentations to local community engagement meetings. The snowball effect here is huge. The result? Broad public awareness and sustained pressure that leads to actual binding policy action. Now, time for a reality check. Because while AI is an incredible accelerator for communication, it is absolutely not a replacement for human strategy. And as your coach on this, I need to make sure we're calibrating our AI judgment skills properly.
These pitfalls are incredibly common. Do not assume impact happens automatically just because your research is good. Do not treat impact as an afterthought. And crucially, you have got to be vigilant about AI risks. For example, if you use an AI to draft a policy brief and it hallucinates, inventing fake citations or completely fabricating statistics, your professional credibility is instantly destroyed. So here is a quick checklist for evaluating this. Always weigh the task risk against the AI's capability. If the task is low risk, like brainstorming plain language synonyms for a complex term, let the AI run. But if the task is high risk, like citing specific legislative data or medical outcomes, human verification is 100% mandatory. Never underestimate the complexity of the policy process, and remember this: AI scales the message, but human relationships and trust are what drive the actual change.
All right, we've seen the problem, we've seen the AI bridge, and we've successfully calibrated our risk radar. Now, let's pull it all together. Let's look at the blueprint for how top institutions build a reliable research-to-impact pipeline.
To truly architect impact, you have to have absolute clarity on your target. Are you aiming for policy, for practice, or for the general public? You have to co-create with community partners. You simply cannot do this in a vacuum. You must translate your findings into multiple actionable formats, whether that's policy briefs or decision support tools. You have to measure actual behavior change, not just paper citations. And it requires sustained, iterative engagement. Remember, designing for impact doesn't diminish your scientific rigor. In fact, getting that real-world feedback from actual practitioners ultimately strengthens your research methodology.
I want to leave you with this single, provocative question. Think about the work you are doing right now. Who would need to know your findings for your work to actually matter in the world? Take a second to think about that person, that specific policymaker, or that local community. Now, how are you going to use the tools and strategies we've discussed today to actually reach them? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep innovating, keep translating, and let's make sure our knowledge actually changes the world.